Alright, hey, he's me here, and I'm shooting a video about this new contraption I got attached to the back of my Rav4 Prime here, alright? It's a Moto Jack Rack, alright? I think they've been selling these for a while. So where I got this bad boy is, where my Light Bee is sitting on, is Facebook Marketplace, alright? So I saw someone selling it on Facebook Marketplace for like 250 bucks, or was it 275? I can't remember. I think I got it for 225, alright? I think I offered 200 and then they said like, yeah, we'll take 225. I was like, okay, deal. I drove down to South San Francisco to go pick it up, alright? It was a couple weeks ago. And so yeah, this Moto Jack Rack has definitely looked like it's got a lot of miles on it. It looks kind of old and beat up, but it looks pretty tough. That's what I say, alright? So I've always wanted to try one of these guys out, but like it's a pretty big, heavy unit. And you need a pretty beefy vehicle to tow with it, alright? That's what I'm going to say. Supposedly it weighs about 60 pounds. I will go get my fishing scale out and try to pick it up with it, and we'll see how much it weighs. I think it feels like it weighs about 50-60 pounds, alright? So I have a Harbor Freight trailer, and I have a Harbor Freight motorcycle carrier, alright? It's the one that you put it on the bottom and it has a little deck that you ride up on it and then you strap it down to it, alright? The good thing about this one is it's very tall, alright? As you can see how high it lifts the bike up. It lifts it up quite a bit. So this is supposed to be for like heavier bikes. Supposedly this Moto Jack Rack can carry a 450 pound bike, alright? Now my Rav4 Prime is only rated to tow 2,500 pounds. So what they say is you can your tongue weight is 10% of your maximum tow weight, all right? So and 10% of 2,500 is 250 pounds. So I'm kind of like at the limit right now, all right? So the Light Bee weighs about 150 pounds with the battery in it. I could take the battery out, okay? And yeah, if I wanted to make it lighter, I could take the battery out. And yeah, and then so the rack itself, the Moto Jack Rack weighs 60 pounds, so you're gonna add that to how much your bike weighs. So we're about like 200. We're around 200 pounds. It's perfect, all right. It's perfect for what I'm doing here. That's what I say, all right. Now I don't. The guy that I bought it from, he had a Land Cruiser, all right, and that's got a big beefy rack. This one has a Class 3 hitch on it, all right. And I don't know what kind of hitch that Land Cruiser has, but he was towing. I don't remember what he was towing with it, but he said he was towing something like 400 pounds, and he said he could do it, but like it's probably not. It's not ideal, so that's why he got rid of it. Okay, okay. So like yeah, when I'll get the bike off, I shot a couple videos of me putting the bike on and off. I just practiced doing it today, all right, and I kind of figured it out. So let's go take a closer look at it. Okay, there it is. This is the Moto Jack Rack. I think there is another one that's very similar to it. They sell in the US. I think it's the Ultimate MX Hauler is what they call it, alright? So this is the other one, alright? So as you can see, my Sur Ron Light Bee is on it. Not a very heavy bike, alright guys? And it's pretty secure. Forward, backwards, alright? I did a braking and acceleration test with it in front of the house. Check that. You can check that video out at the end of this video. And so what I've noticed is the bike, it doesn't have a tendency to lean forward, all right? Forward is fine, but backwards is not fine, all right? So going this way, all right, the bike wants to lean back. See? You can see the only thing keeping it from like doing a wheelie, all right, is this bungee cord I put right here, okay? See? If you push on it enough, it'll move. So that has to be on there really tight. All right. Now I wish I had a tie down in the back, like a tow hook, but there's no tow hook on the back of the Rav4. I'm like, what the heck? So I guess maybe you just got to tow it with a hitch if you're gonna pull it from the back. Yeah. So anyway, the way it mounts is you've got like a carrier here, all right, and then you've got these little claws, okay? And then you tighten it. These are to tighten the claws down so they don't move. All right, so this doesn't move anymore. So that prevents this from going this way, all right? Front and back. It's got another one on the other one. I don't know how this would work with the stock Sur Ron foot pegs. All right, but it seems to be okay. It seems to work fine with the Sur Ron Light Bee. Okay, and there it is from the back. The bike is pretty much positioned in the center of the rack. All right, in the center of the vehicle. So when I'm driving, I can't see the wheels at all off of the sides. All right, so you can see. I might be able to see this. Visibility is good. Let me check what it looks like inside. All right. Okay, that's the visibility right there. Visibility is excellent. I can see the handlebar, that's it, okay? Seeing out the back is fine. However, my backup camera doesn't work anymore. The backup camera, all I see is the bike, so I can't really rely on the backup camera that much. I can kind of see around it a little bit, so I've really got to use my mirrors to tell me where I'm going when I'm backing up, okay? The good thing is, the bike is really high up there, all right? I'm telling you, it's pretty much at the deck of the trunk right here, okay? Yeah, pretty much. And so you have, this rack has an excellent departure angle, okay, just because the bike is so high. With the carrier, well, I don't know, carrier is probably a little bit lower. Yeah, I would say the carrier is probably like six inches lower, so you're not going to have as good departure angle with the carrier on there. With my Harbor Freight carrier. And the beauty of this is pretty much no straps, okay? All right, so as you can see, the foot peg hooks are what mainly hold it on there, all right? And then there's just this one strap that I strap around the fork right here, okay? You might have to do something different for other bikes, but I tried to use like a ratchet tie down, and it's just not long enough, all right? So the way I did it is I put a softy tie around the fork leg here. All right, a lot of people say don't use the handlebar, Merlin. It can spin. All right, so I don't have a direct stem mount. Okay, so I use the fork, and I think the fork is a good thing. I do have a. It is stuck on the bump stop right here. Okay, so make sure you got like a bump stop or anything, or else I don't know. It'll be metal to metal. So yeah. Yeah, I think the handlebar does move a little bit. That's another reason to have this strap on here. Your handlebar is going to move. So if you don't have that on there, the handlebars will flop around. All right, if this strap isn't on here, your bike will wheelie off of this. All right, and it probably will fall off. All right, because I was looking at it earlier. I had it hooked up. I had it tied from here to like over there. All right, where you would hook the chain up to on a trailer, and that wasn't working because the angle. You want to put as much downward force on it. You don't want to put any backwards force on it. Okay, if you put any backwards force on it, it's gonna flip over. All right, so yeah, you got to make sure you have this strap on here, or else it'll just do a wheelie off of there, all right, and then it'll fall off. Because I was driving around with it, and whenever you do a left turn, I can see the bike going like this a little bit. I was like, oh, okay. So with that bungee cord on there, it doesn't do it as much. All right. So I think that's fine. It's very tight. That bungee cord is really tight. So and I wish it was a little bit looser. It's kind of hard to get on there, but it's better than have your bike fall off. That's what I say. All right. I just drove it around the neighborhood. It seemed fine. I took it to like some kind of dirt parking lot that wasn't so even. It was fine. Like I said, the departure angle is excellent. Look at that. Okay. Pretty good departure angle. If you're gonna scrape, you'll probably scrape here, okay? But it's like a good ways away. That's what I'm gonna say. But yeah, if you're gonna go down something really steep, then yeah, that part will probably rub. But your wheels won't touch anything. Trust. It's quite a bit of distance from the wheel to here, okay? This is good for vehicles that are pretty tall, all right? Oh yeah, you can take a look at the springs on my Rav4. So I've got about almost 5 fingers, all right, in the back, and then the front it's like 7 fingers, all right. Like yeah, if I spread my fingers out, I could stick them in there. So yeah, that's a lot of weight to be putting on the back of your vehicle. That's what I'm gonna say. So like I would say for a Rav4 Prime, it's just right. I would have to say for a Rav4 hybrid, you probably shouldn't be using this because I think a Rav4 hybrid is limited to 1,500 pounds or something. I know the Rav4 Adventure can do like 3,500 pounds. All right, so yeah, you have to have like the right kind of vehicle for this too. Yeah, something with some pretty beefy suspension. All right, you could use it on a pickup truck. So let's say if you wanted you had like 3 or 4 bikes in the bed of your pickup truck, like this Tacoma right here. You could use this. Okay, you could put this on there and add another bike to the back if you wanted to. All right, but you'd have to take that bike off and then the rack off after. I'm not sure. The trunk, okay, the trunk lid will not, it can't open with this in an up position. I already found that out. Okay, if you lower it, you can open it. Yeah, so I went over the price. I paid $225 for this, but it was used. I think these go for about like $500. I think this is the heavy duty version. There's like a regular version and the heavy duty one. I think this is the heavy duty one. All right, it's like 450 pounds. These are like, I think these are half-inch steel plates that this thing's got. So it's a very strong rack. All right, and the guy I bought it from, he said he did some off-roading with it, or with the motorcycle on the back, and it was pretty thing. But yeah, it's $500. It's pretty expensive. That's why I haven't had the chance to buy one yet, because I couldn't. Whenever I found one on Craigslist or Facebook, it got sold right away. So I was lucky enough to find this one. All right, it's a little beat up. I don't think this bottle jack is the original bottle jack. I think they're supposed to be like a kind of like a metal strap thing, like a clamp thing for it, and this jack has been welded onto the Moto Jack Rack. So yeah, it's pretty nuts. That's what I want to say. Okay, so yeah, let me get this thing off and then I'll show you a little more closely. But yeah, so yeah, no straps. That's what I like about this. All right, Hayes Vega is just like so sick and tired of just strapping his bike down all the freaking time. All right, it takes a long time, you know. This I think if you get it down right, you could probably get your bike on there in like a minute. All right, strapped down and everything. Technically, it does have one strap. All right, there's one strap around the front. It's not a big deal. Okay, all right. Let me get this off. Okay, if you're wondering if you can open this with the bike on there, no, you cannot. Okay, the handlebar hits it. The handlebar, the handguard will hit it. If I didn't have the handguards or that mirror or all that crap over there, probably would fit. I probably could open it. Let me see if I take the handlebar strap off, if I can get it to thing. But yeah, so you can see it's okay. So if you're wondering, if you're wondering if you unstrap the handlebar and you lower the rack, can you get the gate up? Yes, you can. All right, I just did it. So it's very, very close though. Watch this. Make sure the handlebar is all the way to the left and it clears. Okay, I think if my handlebars were wider, it probably would hit it. All right, but there you go. All right, you can open it if you lower the bike and you unstrap it to the left. If you really needed to get to something back there, you know, you could do that. All right. And as you can see, if the bike isn't on there and you lower it, you can open the back. So that's another nice thing. Yeah, I think the carrier style, I think no matter what, you can't open it. Okay, you have to take the bike off first. If you took the bike off with the carrier style, you could open it. All right, but like definitely not with the bike on there. Okay, so one good use for this is if you want to work on your bike. All right, if you need to take the wheels off of your bike, if you wanted to change the oil on your bike, like it's open in the center. So if you wanted to, if you had a bike that with a gasoline engine and the drain plug was right there, you could probably change your oil with this thing. Okay, and you could take the wheels off. I think they do have an attachment for this where you can work on the wheel. All right, but it's kind of dumb because your bike would be on this. You couldn't put the wheel on there if your bike was on it, and then your wheels are on there. Where are you going to put the bike if it doesn't have the wheel on there, right? But yeah, you can remove the wheels from the bike while it's on the stand. So if you wanted to do any kind of work or maintenance on the bike, you'd use this. I think they sell a stand for this too that lets you you could move it around your garage or something with the bike on it. All right, So I'm going to show you how the lifting mechanism works. All right, so where it's not fully extended right now, but you can do that. Okay. Okay. There you go, and you can see the springs on my Rav4 starting to go up. All right, so that's all the way down, sort of, kind of, but the bike is like holding itself up. If your vehicle's kind of low like this, and the carrier part, all right, the holder part is close to the ground like that, then you can't. Then I would suggest you don't lower it all the way. Okay, so it just works like a normal jack. All right, there's a bottle jack right here. Okay, just jack it up it goes. Okay, and then you just jack it up all the way until, see that part right there? It matches up with this hole right here, all right? This hole lines up with that hole. Okay. Okay, it's stopped. And then there's this kind of T-bolt goes in there. Tighten it. Okay. And then it locks it. All right. So if the jack was to fail or something, it won't go down. So if I lower that, it won't go down. Okay. Also, even if you didn't have that on there, it won't go down. You have to give it a little shove before it'll go down. Okay. So anyway, here to go again. Okay. Take the locking bolt out, remove it. All right, and then we're gonna loosen this just a little bit. If you loosen it a lot, your bike will just kind of just drop off. All right, and then you got to give it a little shove. There you go. Ooh, there you go. See how fast that went down? Yeah, that's why. So that's why when you lower it, you want to be really careful, because it suddenly will just drop. All right, if this was a heavier bike, probably don't want it to do that. Okay, if this bike is okay, it's not too heavy, you can handle it. But yeah, so if I had two hands, I probably could do it a lot easier. So we'll say, all right, so you got to give it a little shove before it'll actually go. All right, so if you're wondering, like, when you let it loose and it's not moving, you got to give it a little shove, because it's kind of like stuck in position, so which is good. Okay, all right, and then yeah, okay, so also it does have this anti-wobble bolt right here. All right, so you tighten this and it pushes against your hitch and it keeps it from moving around and stuff. Now I'm going to see if I could use something else. I kind of don't like this. I don't like that it presses up on there, and it's probably going to leave marks on your receiver. I want to see if I can find something better than that, but I mean, I have something that I want to try. It's right here. I got this anti-rattle device, but I have to take it off to put it on, so I'm going to play with that later. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, so to take it out, we gotta want to jack it up a little bit. All right. So the stand is holding it. All right. So jack it up a little bit, and I'll have a video of me just doing the whole thing. Okay. And then you're going to want to loosen these T-bolts right here. All right, the T-bolts for the foot peg. So I'm going to loosen this one. Okay. Loosen this one. Okay, and then you can move the hooks. All right. Now, if it was touching the ground and you remove the hooks right now, your bike is going to flop over. So that's why I'm saying don't lower it all the way yet. Take this out. Take the strap out. Okay, and then now you can lower it all over while holding your bike. All right. Okay, so you guys can see what's going on. I'm gonna go do it from the other side, but normally I wouldn't be where the camera is right now. All right, so I'm just gonna hold my bike so it doesn't fall over, and I'm gonna loosen this all the way. Okay. Boom. All right. I just have to get my bike out of the way. And that's it, all right? Okay, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to put it back on real quick without putting the tie down hooks, all right? So how you would put it on there is you would just get this up there, try to line the foot pegs up as best as you can. Get the jack handle, start jacking it up. Okay, you're probably going to have to readjust it on the way up because it kind of has like a sweep to it. I don't even know what it's like to have like a heavier bike. This bike is pretty light, so. Okay. And you just jack it up until the holes line up again. It does kind of get easier to jack it up too, the higher you go. Okay, it's in the position. Could you take your bike off while it's in on there? It's pretty damn high, dude. I probably could if I was real careful. That's what I'm gonna say, but as you can see, if you want to do any kind of maintenance on the bike right now, you could. Okay, so the wheel's in the air, it moves. All right. Maybe the wheel might move while you're driving too. I'm not sure. I haven't driven this thing on the freeway yet. So. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can do a controlled drop. Okay, there you go. That was the control draw. All right, so last time I just dropped without the bike on there, there it is. All right, so that's at its kind of lowest position. Yeah, that's right there. That's the lowest position right there. So you can get like a bike on there pretty easy, but you'd have to be able to pick up the bike. This is really for dirt bikes, guys. It's not for any other bike. All right, I'll probably tie it with my KLX. Like, I wouldn't try it with anything like this. You could probably put a KLR on it, but the KLR is close to 400 pounds. You'd be at the limit with the KLR on there, especially if you had gas in there. Okay, and then you have to remember, you have to be able to tie the handlebar down or the fork down somewhere. Okay, just remember that. All right. Okay, so yeah, so that's what it is and looks like in the down position. Okay, I'm gonna jack it up real quick. Okay, it's much easier to pump with the bike on there. I could only imagine if there's a heavier bike on there. I heard that the bottle jacks could fail on this. Let's hope that doesn't happen while you're on the road. Okay, and you would have these in here. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over the parts real quick now. The bike is in out there. There's the whole unit right there. I believe when you buy it, you have to assemble it. So the good thing is I didn't have to assemble it. All right. There's the bottle jack. Here's the lift portion, the cradle. All right, these are the foot peg tie downs, foot peg hooks. All right, these are the locks for the foot peg hooks. This is the lock for the jack. All right, when it's in the up position, so this keeps it from falling down. All right, here's the jack handle. I believe this bottle jack is not the original bottle jack. I don't know where this came from. As you can see, it's been painted black and it's been welded to the Moto Jack Rack. So I don't know how we're gonna do that when we probably have to cut that off and then put a new one on and weld it. Okay. Yeah. So. Okay, and then you've got this jack handle. There is a little hole here for your jack handle. All right, you can put it like this. The previous owner put a little tape right around here to keep it from moving around a lot. He says it's pretty secure with it in there. It's not going to fall off with it. But I guess if I'm going long distances with it, I would probably take it off. Right? But you could store it right there. Somebody could take it. Yeah, and then you could. I don't know how well you can lock the bike up to this. That's a good question. You could probably lock. Yeah, you could probably lock the frame up. You could lock the frame up with a wire lock to the cradle. That's what I want to say. If you want to lock it on there. Okay, we're gonna remove it now. So here's the anti-wobble device. All right, it's this bolt. It's a nut and a bolt. All right, that's been welded onto it, and you just loosen this. Okay, and it's loose now. Okay, and then you can see it has a lot more play now. If I pull up on it, yeah, see, it's got all sorts of play. Okay, but now, so now we can take it off. All right. Okay, I'm going to take the hitch pin out. All right, I'm going to pick this bad boy up. Somehow, there's really nowhere good to grab it. This thing is heavy. It's like 60 pounds, all right. But I'm strong enough to be able to do it by myself, so it's not too bad. Okay, so yeah, that's what it looks like while it's not on there. Like I said, there's not a lot of there's nowhere really good to grab it because a lot of the weight is situated like in the middle, and there's nowhere to grab it. Maybe you could have like put a strap on it. Okay, Hayes Mega here. All right, so we're gonna go see how heavy this Moto Jack Rack is. Okay, so here I got it. It's got everything on it except for the hitch pin. All right, the hitch pin is not on there, and I put one of the foot peg tie downs right here in the center. So it has everything right now. All right, plus this strap. Right, I'm gonna use this strap to try to lift it with this luggage scale. Okay, so if you look here in the luggage scale. Okay, so if you look at this luggage scale, there's a black pointer there, all right? So when that gets to the maximum, it will stay there, okay? And then you can let go. So that's what I want to do, all right? So let's say like it's 10 pounds. The black pointer will stay at 10, even though I pull on this, okay? All right, so here we go. And just deadlift this. So what I notice is this thing wants to roll forward whenever I pick it up. Okay. And it looks like it's gonna see. Like I said, it wants to roll forward. Just let it roll forward. Okay. Okay, there you go. There you go. When Hades Omega said it was 60 pounds, it is 60 pounds right on the money. All right, right on the money where it says 60. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this thing is kind of awkward to store too. It's not like a carrier where you can just lay it on a wall or something or stuff it under something. It's kind of like an odd shape, all right? I think if you wanted to store it, you could probably store it like that, okay? Like I said, it wants to roll forward. There's also some pads right here, all right? The previous owner gave it to me, but I don't know where they are. Yeah, it's got these little pads on it. So you can see the Light Bee has been destroying the pads, all right? What I might do is just put some Gorilla Tape on top of that. All right, but yeah, it does come with little pads, so your bike has a nice soft place to sit. All right. Okay, so yeah, so for the last part of the video, I'm going to put it back in and show you how hard it is to put it back in there. All right. Okay, Hazemeg is not the strongest dude in the world, alright, but I think I can lift this 60-pound dealie in there, alright? Okay. I am kind of stooping over a little bit. That's probably not very good for my back. Alright, and that's pretty much most of the way, and then you would put the hitch pin in there. So, alright, so did you get that? Yeah, so as you saw, it wasn't very hard to get on there, alright? But it is really awkward to carry, and it's kind of awkward to store. Alright, so just remember that. It is $500. Okay, so that's the end of the video. I'll have some video clips of me taking the bike on and off the rack, and then me driving around up and down the block with it, alright? It seems pretty stable. I haven't taken it on a trip yet with the bike on there, alright, but I did drive it back from San Bruno and it seemed okay, alright? And like I said, if you lower it, okay, if you lower it, you can open your tailgate if you have a RAV4, alright? If you have another vehicle, I don't know, okay? Alright, there you go. Okay, so you could get access to the stuff in the back if you lowered it, and in my case with the Light Bee, I could do it with the bike on there if I take the strap off and move the handlebar to the left, okay? So yeah, just barely. Okay, so there it is. That's the Moto Jack Rack. It is like a show and tell of the Moto Jack Rack, and I'm using it with my Sur Ron Light Bee. Alright, you could carry a bike up to 450 pounds, but you have to make sure the vehicle that you're carrying it can handle that, alright? This can definitely handle carrying the Light Bee. I don't know what else. So the Harbor Freight carrier is about 50 pounds, so it's really not that much heavier than this, alright? And this does all the lifting for you, okay? So yeah, that's a good thing. The only thing is, like, yeah, if that bottle jack fails, you're gonna have a hell of a time putting the bike back on there. That's what I want to say, alright? Alright, Hazemeg out. Okay, Hazemeg wants to show you this contraption here. The Kurt anti-rattle or anti-wobble device. Alright, this is kind of like a toolless dealie. You could use it. You could use it with the Moto Rack Jack, alright, as you see it right now, alright. So the bolt is pretty good for taking out the left and the right play, alright. See, there's no left or right play. But this anti-rattle thing, it helps with the up and down play. So see, there's no up and down play now. Okay. Now if I loosen this, there's a little lever here that tightens it. It's kind of like those quick release dealies on the bicycles. All right. So now it's loose. Check it out. See, it does have some up and down play now. No left and right. It's got a little up and down left. So if you use it in conjunction with this device, you get rid of everything. All right, be careful not to smash your fingers though. Okay, that's in the lock position. No play at all. Okay, so yeah, this thing works pretty good. And there's no tools to use with it, all right? Except, yeah, you do need a 19mm wrench to take this bolt on, right? But it makes it a good kind of like anti-theft feature too. Okay, and let me show you how to take it out. So if you're going to use this guy, you got to put it in. You got to put it over the device. All right, you got to put it through the receiver part already. Okay, before you stick it in there. All right, because you can't just take the whole thing apart. So you have to like slide it up over there and stick it on there. You can use it in the bottom position or the top position. With the Moto Jack Rack, I think you could use it in both positions. But for my vehicle, I have to use it in the bottom position. There's no room on the top, all right? Because my receiver's hitch is like really close to the bumper. All right, so you wouldn't be able to think. Okay, yeah, so to take it out, you have to just press down on this and unload it, all right? And then what I had to do is pick it up, all right? I have to press up on the Moto Jack Rack, and then it loosens this, and then there's a bolt.
Okay, the bolt I'm talking about is this. Okay. Just loose. Oh, I'm tightening it. But yeah, you can tighten it or loosen it. So the way it works is you gotta press up on the Moto Rack Jack, and then that'll loosen this, and then you tighten as much as you can by hand. All right, and then you just pull this lever here, close, and then it should lock in place. Okay. Yeah, so I'd imagine you could probably hang this here and then put the Moto Jack Rack in. Okay, what I did before that is I just had it hang off of this. I put it in and then I try to get it in over here. It's a little hard to get in on my hitch. Okay, but yeah, there it is. So that's additional accessory you can use to get rid of the slop. All right, this actually works pretty good, but it takes all of the left and right play out. All right, but it doesn't really take the up and down play all that much. But it works pretty good. I don't like that it presses on the receiver like that. It looks like, I feel like it's gonna mess up the receiver. I mean, it's gonna mess up the finish regardless. Okay, but you can just put a cover over it anyway. I have a cover for it right there. See? Okay, there it is. So that's a little accessory you could use at the Moto Rack Jack. It's a Kurt anti-rattle, anti-wobble device. All right, for a 2-inch receiver. I think they make one for 2 3/4 also. So, but yeah, pretty cool device. And it's a tool-free device, all right? You don't need any tools to use it, as you see. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm getting ready to put this thing away. And one thing I don't like about this is that the ram, all right, for the bottle jack is fully exposed. All right, it's fully exposed when it's in the up position, all right? And then you can't really store it in the down position because you need to lock it, right? And you'd really have nowhere to put that lock, so. So it would be best to store this indoors, but I'm storing it outdoors. So what I'm probably going to do is keep it under a tarp. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. And this is how I get it around. I put it on this cart here. And like I said, it's really awkward to transportate this thing too. So the best way is on the hitch, right? All right, here we go.